All right. Welcome back to another episode of the Gentleman's Brunch. I am your host, Billy T. Williams, and I'm joined by my brother, Ross here. And brother, this is our Christmas. This is our first Christmas episode.
Yeah.
So if this is your first time joining the Gentleman's Brunch, myself, Billy D. Podcaster, formerly of All Things Relationship, Friends with Billy Podcast, and my brother Ross of Ross Weekly, combine our podcast powers to bring you the Gentleman's Brunch. So we combine our podcast love and our love of brunch and our love of trending, relevant, cultural topics. And we bring you the Gentleman's Brunch. So even if you don't like the brunch that we're serving, at least stay for these cool and educational conversations.
Yes. So we are here. Happy holidays. Welcome to the Gentleman's Brunch. I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah, man. Holidays, man. Holidays is always a big deal, man. You spend a lot of money, a lot of family time, vacations, if that's what you into during the holidays, and spending a lot of money, man. How's your credit card doing right now, bro?
You know, funny thing about that, it's funny thing you say that, because I have yet to do any Christmas shopping.
Oh, God, bro.
My Christmas shopping, I know, my Christmas shopping actually starts after this podcast is done.
Okay.
That's the funny thing. So, like, my credit card has been on notice. Like, it's gonna happen. Like, it's gonna go down. Like, so don't think it's over yet. So that's what I've been telling my credit card. So hopefully it holds up.
Okay, we're gonna get into talking about Christmas in a minute.
Yes.
Just want to let people know, make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment, engage with the Gentleman's Brunch content, also the Ross Weekly content.
Yes.
You see us. The engagement is what keep us going in the algorithm. So please, make sure you support the Gentleman's Brunch and Ross Weekly when you see us in these social media streets. All right.
Oh yeah. Can I say one thing?
Yeah, brother.
I want to give a shout out to all of the weeklies all over the world for supporting the Ross Weekly podcast. We just hit a year on the Ross Weekly podcast.
Yeah, that's right, man. 1 year anniversary of the Ross Weekly podcast.
How you feel, man, after the 1 year podcasting?
Man, listen, I made the joke on the show. I said, now I am a experienced podcaster.
Talk to me.
I got a year under my belt. I'm officially a experienced podcaster now. But I'm very happy, I'm just very thankful for all of the support, too.
Now, funny thing you bring that up. I started my first podcast in 2020, actually, during the pandemic.
Yes.
And I just got, you know how they give you those like yearly recaps on your socials and everything?
Yes.
So my first podcast was in May of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess this May is going to make 5 years podcasting for me. And I remember after my first year, I just felt so accomplished that I actually started something and saw it all the way through. So I want to give you your flowers for starting it off and seeing it all the way through.
Tell me about it.
We even had a little technical difficulty starting this pod, but we have good people, so we're going to do.
Yeah.
All right, so let's, as we always do, let's start our episode talking about a little brunch. Have you been doing any brunch since our last pod?
Since last one, no.
Okay.
But I would like to.
Okay, yeah. There's actually a brunch going on tomorrow, today, Saturday, the 20th of December. There's actually a Christmas brunch going on at 95 South in Brooklyn, New York, Franklin Avenue. If you live anywhere in the Brooklyn area, Franklin Avenue, check out 95 South. They're having a Christmas brunch from 1 to 10. So I think I might spend through there tomorrow. I'll see what's going on.
And that's 1 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Yes. So it's like a day party /
Yeah, that's actually a whole vibe right there. Okay, 1 to 10. Yeah, that's a good time. Okay.
And 95 South is known more like an after work kind of spot, but they got actually really good food. I actually go there for food a lot. I'll go for like a half an hour and get some food and get a drink.
Okay.
I've never been there for brunch, so this will be my first time going there for brunch. But definitely check it out. 95 South kind of has like a hood reputation.
Okay.
Depending on what time you go. If you go like late night, weekend, you might get a little hoodie there. But if you go there a little earlier, which is more glowing and sexy time, I think it's a cool little vibe. So we don't want to shit on it, but I fuck with 95 South. So shout out to 95 South.
Yeah, shout out to 95 South.
Yeah, and since our last pod, you know, I just had a death in the family. I just lost my brother. The same day that we recorded our last part. And rest in peace to my brother Troy.
Yes. Rest in peace, Trolls.
Yeah, man.
Rest in peace, Trolls.
Me and my family got to get out to brunch at Lindenwood Diner.
Oh, classic. OG.
Yeah,
OG.
There was some time during that weekend.
Yeah.
So it was good to sit down with my family, just kind of, you know, lay hands on each other and just kind of support each other in that moment, because that was a very unexpected passing with my brother. And Lindenwood is one of those spots that, like you said, it's a classic. It's an oldie but goodie. It's been around for a while. They remodeled it. They do some comedy shows there. It's actually a nice vibe. I actually enjoy going there for food. Some people kind of shit on the food, but I haven't really had too many bad experiences with Lindenwood. So Lindenwood Diner on Linden Boulevard in Brooklyn, borderline Queens. Definitely check it out.
You know, and they make a very good, and I recommend this to anybody, especially if you're going to Lindenwood Diner, the strawberry cheesecake.
Yes, the cake's good.
Immaculate.
I got a cake for my birthday.
Yes, immaculate. And the cakes are huge too.
Oh yeah.
The cakes are huge.
As soon as you walk in, you see like the big ass cakes in the joint.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Amazing.
So when I went there for brunch, I had a chicken Caesar, I had some tostones. Yeah, I had chicken Caesar and some tostones. I'm a big fan of Spanish food as well. So I did a little fusion there. My family, they all little omelets and all that kind of stuff. We all had a little stiff drink because we all needed it.
Yeah.
But definitely check out Lindenwood Diner if you're in Brooklyn.
Yes.
Linden Boulevard, borderline Brooklyn, Queens.
Yeah.
Nice spot, nice ambiance. Definitely like a mom to pops kind of vibe, but with a modern feel. So definitely check out Lindenwood Diner.
Yes.
So, my brother, one quick first question before we get into our topics. What is your like early memories of going to brunch, like as a young person or even as a young adult? Like, what is your like early memories of going to brunch?
Yeah, I believe my earliest memory of going to brunch really came from, because even going back to like brunch to begin with, I'm not too sure when brunch really began, but if I have to take a guess, it really started in like the 2000s. Like that's when brunch kind of really became, or at least became popular. It could have been a thing, but it got really popular around like the 2000s. So I think like for me, I always heard about it, but I didn't really have brunch when I was a young person, like that. Like it was only until like I started working, started making my own money. Then I started to take shorties out on dates and things like that. That's when I realized that was a thing, and that was in like the 2010s. So that was my first experiences going to brunches, was taking my ladies out for food and things like that. And from doing it from then, I felt like it was a really good time. Very early in the day, it felt like dinner because drinks was available, for example. It felt different from lunch, but also eating like the breakfast staples, even later in the day, I thought was always really cool. Because there's certain times in certain places where they would serve breakfast for lunch or even breakfast for dinner. So when I realized that they do this in these nice restaurants with all these nice drinks around, then I was like, oh, this is a big deal. And that's what got me caught on to it ever since. And sometimes I find it like sometimes I would even prefer a brunch over dinner sometimes, because it's like you get in all the vibes anyway. And you still got time to enjoy the rest of your day.
Right. That's what I love about brunch. You get that time in early and still have the rest of your day. Okay. My early origin to brunch, me and my mom, may she rest in peace, we always had like mother-son dates, so we would always do brunch. She was the first person to introduce me. And we would just go to like different diners, different restaurants, different things. And that was kind of like me and my mom's kind of love language. We always either do lunch or breakfast, sometimes brunch. So that was like my early origins. But it got me to thinking, what is the actual origins of brunch? So I went online, looked it up, so I'm going to share with people some early origins of brunch.
There you go.
So, brunch actually started in the late 1800s.
Wow.
That's how way back brunch goes.
And look at me saying that it became popular like in 2000.
I mean, in terms of modern terms. Alright, right, so it says British origins.
Okay.
It says British writer Guy Beringer coined brunch in an 1895 article. Brunch, a plea suggesting a sociable late morning meal for Saturday night revelers to recover from hangovers. Really interesting. Even hangovers back in the 1800s.
Yeah, look, because I've been around since the dawn of time, so.
Right. And it says influences the idea blended elements from lavish English hunt breakfast, feast of meats, eggs, pastries before hunting, and the Catholic tradition of fasting before Mass, followed by a large middle meal. And it says American adaptation, early 20th century. So, Dimitri, the concept crossed the Atlantic, gaining traction with the wealthy in cities like New York and Chicago. Shout out to New York and Chicago. Hotel culture. Hotels cater to travelers on overnight trains, offering convenient late morning meals, helping establish brunch. And it says Hollywood role. By the 1930s, Hollywood stars and socialites embraced brunch as a glamorous, leisurely social gathering with indulgent foods and drinks, solidifying its place in American culture. It says evolution in modern brunch, which is probably what you were referencing.
Yeah.
It says sociable meal, brunch transformed into a symbol of leisure and socializing, a relaxed way to connect with friends and family, often with bottomless mimosas and Bloody Marys.
Bottomless
Marys. And it says culinary variety, menus expanded from simple eggs and bacon to diverse, sophisticated dishes reflecting diverse cultural influences. Yeah, very interesting, man.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
So the modern brunch must have been when I was
Right. But I thought it was so interesting that it goes all the way back to the 1800s.
Yeah.
And it kind of evolved over time. And now brunch is like this big deal that everybody's like, yeah, go to brunch.
Right.
Let's do brunch. And then now we have legitimate brunch.
Yay!
So shout out to all the people that's following
There you go.
All right, my brother. So let's get into some topics.
Yes. Let's do it.
We're gonna get a little dark for a second.
Here we go.
Okay. This is the holidays.
Yes.
And one of the things that is a commonplace thing during the holidays is seasonal depression.
Yes.
Right? Because
Yes.
when me and Ross actually met a few years back, we actually met teaching mental health courses, and this was a topic that we often talked about in our courses was depression. Seasonal depression was one of those. I, myself, Billy G, do suffer from seasonal depression. Now, I didn't realize this until after I had quite a few deaths in my family, and then when it got around the holidays, I'd always feel myself just kind of off a little bit.
Yeah.
And of course, I didn't recognize it at first, but after having that experience with one another and learning all these terminologies and learning how these things work, now I'm able to identify what I'm going through in an episode and things of that nature. So as I shared earlier in this episode, recently had a death in the family. So it's been a little rough these last couple of weeks. I've been pushing through. But those of us out there that maybe not feeling the Christmas spirit or just not digging it, sometimes that can be a little bit of seasonal depression. Yeah. Right? And the thing about seasonal depression is it isn't a ongoing thing. It's normally like a seasonal kind of periodic thing where it kind of comes and goes. So for me personally, the holidays, I just lost my brother around Thanksgiving. I lost my mom right after New Year's. So that time period between the holidays, I call it the triple play, which is Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. It's a little rough on me, but I've been persevering through it these last couple of years. But this year's definitely been a little rough. So let me ask you, brother, have you ever dealt with a bout of seasonal depression?
Yes, absolutely. I absolutely have. And what I've learned is that sometimes it's not even always just a certain time of the year. It could be at any point that something may have even happened that like I could be reminded of it in some kind of way that could put me into that space for a number of weeks. And so I also want to acknowledge how it happens like that, but like also on the other end, it's like coming into the season and then you have like less daylight.
Oh yes.
Right, yes. You have like less daylight and which because the sun that gives you the energy and it gives you, helps to boost the spirit and everything like that. So when you're losing that, it's kind of like, where am I going to get that energy from? And you have that, especially in New York with the cold coming in, and so it's like dark, it's chilly, it's like not a good space to even be as vibrant as you would hopefully want to be, and that helps to trigger seasonal depression. And so I realized how that does happen for me, and it never looks the same every year.
Oh yeah.
It never looks the same every year, but the feelings can be similar, and sometimes it's easier to deal with, and a lot of times it isn't.
Right.
But when I'm feeling like that, I just find ways to support myself and reaching out to those that can help with supporting me to get through those periods. Because what I also realized with seasonal depression is that I don't have to deal with it all on my own either.
Right.
And really get the help I need to push through it.
One of the things that triggered me in the past maybe a couple of years ago during the holidays, this is when I first started making content. My ex-girlfriend at the time, she got this picture made of my mother. She was very fond of my mother. Very lifelike picture. And I cracked the picture and everything. I'm trying to make this cute little Christmas video. And we talked about it on the last pod. The Queen of Christmas.
Oh,
Mariah Carey.
Yes.
Yo, bro.
Yes.
When I tell you that Mariah Carey tore my ass up there, Waterworks came right down.
Yeah.
It was so bad
Yeah.
that I had to get rid of the picture, man. And the picture just reminded me so much of my mom. Besides the fact that it's her in the picture, but it looked like she could literally jump out of the picture. That's how I like the picture looks. And when I put that Mariah Carey on with that picture, the All I Want Is You for Christmas.
Yeah.
Woo!
Wow.
Tore me up. And this year, the Christmas music again.
Yeah.
I'm actually at work on my birthday, and a colleague of mine, we doing stuff for the kids, and I think it was Chris Brown's version of Donny Hathaway's This Christmas.
Yes.
And I love that song.
It's classic.
I love that This
Christmas.
Christmas. The Chris Brown edited that.
Yeah, of course.
I felt myself getting emotional.
Yeah.
I was like, no Christmas music for me this year.
Yeah.
So it kind of triggered that seasonal depression. So
yeah, I get that.
that's why I say now I can identify it a lot better now compared to when I first was going through grief, losing my mom around the holidays time. So yeah, man, shout out to those out there that might be going through similar things. Just know that it's gonna eventually pass through. And like my boy Ross said, keep your circle around you, love with each other, and just let God do the rest.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get out of the darkness.
But before we, or as we're moving out of the darkness, I do want to say rest in peace to all of the loved ones that we've lost during this time, during these times, and at any point, I do understand how their memories always is going to prevail. Through it all of the positive times we can hold on to, but understanding that though we may not have our loved ones, we always have each other. And we should always be here to support each other through these times. So rest in peace to your family.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Well, I do understand
I appreciate you, brother.
how it is.
Yeah, so as we transition to our next topic, one of the beautiful things that did come out of these experiences that I've had is embracing the role of being a patriarch in my family. And what my mom and my uncles and all of that, they've always held up tradition in the family. So I think sometimes us as the youngsters kind of take that stuff for granted because we think our elders are gonna be here forever.
Yeah.
And then eventually we have to step into those shoes
Yeah.
and usher in the young generation under us and keep those traditions alive. Kind of what we touched on in the last episode with Thanksgiving.
Yes.
With the matriarchs, right?
Yes.
They cook the meal,
Yes.
do all the things.
Yeah.
So I think we play a role in that as well.
Of course.
Excuse me, especially during Christmas time, where it's there's that whole thing with Santa Claus and all that, but we all know Big Papa is the one that's bringing all the money now. So.
Oh, you know what about that? On that note, right?
Yeah.
On Christmas, I would dress up as Santa.
Really?
For my kid. Yeah.
I've never done Santa, man.
Yeah.
I said I want to do it one year because when I used to work in the city, they used to do I was just telling my girlfriend about this. They used to do like this whole big like Santa thing, where there'd be a bunch of Santa Clauses running around. And I kind of always wanted to do that as like a bucket list Christmas thing.
Yeah,
So
I think you could pull off a good Santa. I think you could pull off a good Santa.
Well, let me tell you what I'm motivated by actually. Did you see that commercial with John Travolta as like the swagged out Santa Claus?
Nah, you said that.
Yeah, it's
John Travolta, nah.
What is it? It's Capital One.
Wait, but like, wasn't he in a movie where he played Santa? Wait, was that John Travolta? There was somebody else that played Santa.
I'm not sure.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so he was like a swagged out Santa Claus. You got the whole kid. You got the Saturday Night Fever joint, but it's like it's Santa Claus version.
Really? Okay, wow.
So,
yeah, nah, I see that one.
If I was to ever do Santa Claus, it gotta be my version of it.
Yeah.
A swagged out Santa
The
Claus.
swaggy Santa?
I probably would do that, but
Swaggy Claus.
yeah,
Swaggy Claus.
yeah, man. And you know, the kids love stuff like that, man. So now that I work with kids, I get to pour into them, so it kind of brings that kid out of me.
Right.
And if I was to do that Santa Claus, I'd definitely do a swagged out one.
Yes.
Yeah. It also makes me think about the Martin episode.
Yeah.
One of the funniest Martin episodes where he played Santa Claus, and he was, giving back to the kids in the community. But I'll probably do something similar to that.
Yeah, I'm telling you, because like they love it, they love it, and and it's all in line with the whole like just exactly to your point that like it's not no white man coming through the Christmas tree, or coming through the chimney down to the Christmas tree with the milk and cookies. It ain't any of that. It's
gonna get this swag Santa Claus.
It's
big
me.
pop.
You know what I'm saying? I'm the one. And my wife and the family too, obviously. But it's like it's a family thing, and that's where it all really roots from. So at least if they can get the experience at home, that's always been my thing of doing that for them. So they love it when I dress up for Christmas.
Yeah, man. So like I said, being a family patriarch is very important to keep certain traditions going and flowing, especially with younger kids, because they all innocent. They still believe in Santa Claus and all those things. So I think it's just important to embrace a lot of those things. So let me ask you, brother, what are some Christmas traditions that you practice with your family? That's like a constant every year thing for you.
One thing. It's like at least two things. At least two things now. I mean, or I would say it's a couple of things. Because when I was younger, because when I was younger, when it was my mom, my sister, and I, Christmas Eve. When we were younger, like we used to wait until like 12 a.m. on Christmas to like start opening up the gifts and everything like that. Then you play with the gifts until whenever we fell asleep. Whenever we fell asleep. Like I remember the one year when I got Sega Genesis with Sega Genesis with the Sonic and everything. It was a whole thing. I must have stayed up for 2 days. I probably never slept since that Christmas. Like I'm saying, because of course, like it's 12 something. I'm opening this up now. I'm plugging this up right now and playing it or whatever. So like when I was young, like that was a tradition that we had, was like opening the gifts up at that time. And there's even some cultures where that's just a thing. Like they wait until Christmas morning, like literally until 12. And then when I grew up, had my own family. My wife, because my wife and her Italian family is from Guyana. Okay. So a tradition that I picked up, especially being with my wife and the families, we have, it's like the Guyanese people, they always make pepper pot.
What's that?
Pepper pot. Pepper pot is like it's like a beef stew, if you will. Okay. Right? It's like a beef stew, if you will. I'm trying to, I am oversimplifying this, so don't get mad at me, my Guyanese people. Okay, I'm just trying to oversimplify it, but it's pretty much like a nice, rich, brown beef stew with like cow and like different parts of the cow, for example. And you would have that with like some bread. You have that with like some coffee in the morning, your tea, whatever the case is, and now we sit around the table every year, first thing in the morning, and have pepper pot to start off our Christmas. Okay. And then we go from the pepper pot, settle with the food and everything, try not to go to sleep after, because it's very rich and heavy and everything. And then we get into opening up the presents. So the kids are loving it. Everybody's loving it. We're opening up the gifts and everything, and then in the evening we would have a family dinner.
Okay.
So now that's become the tradition now. Now with my whole family, and that's the way that we do it. We never broke it for the past 10 years, so I've been very happy about that. And looking forward to doing that again in this Christmas.
I love that. I mean, all of them.
Yeah.
Forgetting things. I think as a kid growing up Christmas, I was just telling this to my girl the other day. My mom used to let us open one gift on Christmas Eve. That was like our one thing. Because, gifts under the tree, you trying to figure out, what's in the wrapping or whatever. And my mom was a single mom, so, she did her best to make sure we always had a good Christmas every year. So we always got to open that one gift on Christmas. My mom would always cook a dinner. And my family is definitely a very musicality family. So it's always Christmas music playing, always some kind of music playing. And family come to the house, or close friends come out of the house. So we would just kind of love with each other and celebrate. And more modern times, my oldest niece, who's a big Christmas person, she goes all out with the decorations, the music, like she goes super hard on Christmas. So she throws a big Christmas party every year.
Nice.
So that's like, she took what my mom did and just took it to another level.
Oh, that's nice.
So what we do a big Christmas party where we do karaoke, we do the hot cocoa, we eat the food. What else we do? Of course, we play Christmas music, Christmas movies.
The Christmas movies.
And then we kind of stay up until 12, and then everybody start opening their gifts. And then everybody just crash out. But it's cool. It's kind of like taking the tradition that was there, and my niece just took it and flipped it to another level. So I really enjoy that.
You know what? Wait. That's very nice. I'm very happy about that. One thing I want to stick on for a second, Dad. You said because my wife, she loves Christmas movies. She loves.
I've just gotten into all the last couple years.
Like she watches them religiously, like starting from sometimes towards the end of November.
Yeah. I've gotten into it more over the last couple years. I wasn't really big on them, aside from the kid movies. But the adult Christmas movies, I've gotten into those a lot more as I've gotten older. It's one movie that's I'm telling you, this motherfucker is a tearjerker, man.
What's that?
The Best Man Holiday.
Oh.
The Best Man Holiday. Listen, I watched The Best Man Holiday with my girl. She had never seen it. She seen the original Best Man movie, but she didn't see the second movie. When I tell you, man, first of all, it's a great movie, great cast, great storyline. But it's a tearjerker like a motherfucker. So if you haven't seen The Best Man Holiday, you must be living under a rock if you haven't seen it.
Right.
But it's definitely one of the best Christmas movies.
Yeah.
But it's kind of sad because there's a passage in the movie I don't want to give it
Yeah.
anybody that haven't seen it. But that one is a tearjerker. And another one that I watched last Christmas that I had never saw, I saw the cartoon Grinch movie. But I never saw the real life one with Jim Carrey.
Yeah, the live.
I had never seen that one until last year. That I thoroughly enjoyed that one. So my kids at work, they're all super into the Grinch. So shout out to the Grinch, man. The Grinch, it's not a Christmas without the Grinch.
Let's go. Yeah, exactly. That's the one I was gonna say that is my favorite Christmas movie is the Grinch.
Is it the live one or the
I like the live action one.
Okay.
The live action one, and in fact, I believe it's this year that they're putting out. They're putting out like a remastered version of that movie to bring it into the new age and everything.
Okay.
Another favorite Christmas movie of mine is Trading Places with Eddie Murphy.
Yes.
Trading Places.
Man, you took it back on that.
Yeah.
I haven't watched that one in a while.
If you know, you know. Yes. Trading Places is.
That was when the whole Wall Street thing.
Yes.
I haven't seen that movie in a long time, but I did watching that.
Classic.
I remember watching that. And let me ask you too, because I'm kind of anti, and my girl already told me that she's already made the purchase, so I'm kind of stuck with it this year. How do you feel about Christmas pajamas? Everybody got one.
How do I feel about Christmas pajamas? I like Christmas pajamas.
Because I don't
especially when they match.
Yeah,
especially when they match. And because me, look, one thing about me is I love a good joke. Right? I love a good joke. I love something that's funny. Like I love something that's like funny and cheesy or whatever the case is. So like if it's like cheesy Christmas pajamas, I'm like, yeah, like I like it because I like the joke or whatever.
I see the pictures on social media every year.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's cute, but it's not me.
Yeah.
I told you. That's why I got to
See what it is? Because you got too much sauce.
Yeah.
It's too much sauce.
Yo, my girl get on me every year about that shit. Are we doing Mexican pajamas and shit? I'm like, babe.
Yeah, look, it's funny.
Billy, don't do that.
Yeah.
But this year, we have this thing what we call making an executive decision.
Yeah.
So she made an executive decision. She went ahead and bought the Christmas pajamas.
Yeah, that is.
I'm kind of assed out this
Yeah,
year.
it is. Good for y'all, man. Good for y'all, man. It's gonna be funny. It's gonna be funny. Like
I never was into that, man.
Yeah.
But definitely Christmas movies, I'm definitely down for that. Good meal, Christmas breakfast.
Yeah.
Definitely, watching the kids opening gifts. They're so excited opening their gifts.
Yeah.
Watching them play and do all the things.
Yeah.
Let me see, what's another Christmas?
Yeah. Another Christmas tradition. And now this is now your thing with Christmas pajamas, however you want to say it.
Mm-hmm.
I have that same thing with ugly Christmas sweaters.
See, now I love Christmas sweaters.
See, I can stand them.
That's why I got my really
Yeah, look at that.
I got my whole.
You know what? I keep that.
Yeah,
Look at that. Look at that.
See, I'm not all anti. Right? So my sister makes shirts. So my sister had this made for me last Christmas.
Oh, that's cool.
I know we was doing a Christmas episode, so I'm gonna throw this one on today. Because once again, it's the swag.
Yeah, the hoodie, Oh, that's funny. Okay, I got that.
I fucks with the Christmas sweaters though.
Yeah, see.
I do. I got another one in the crib. I was gonna wear that one. But I'm saving that one for when I go see my girl.
Oh man, that is so funny because
that is funny.
Yeah, like for real, like Christmas sweaters. I never liked Christmas sweaters. I'm like, man, this thing is so cheap. Like even though
I have a good Christmas sweater, man.
Right. Cool. So now I'll tell you the story. So this year I finally gave in.
Okay.
This year I finally gave in.
We growing up.
Yeah, we growing up. So like one Christmas at a time. One Christmas at a time. I finally gave in. Why? Because I had work. Like now there's a thing of like every year there's an ugly Christmas sweater competition.
Oh yeah.
Now every year there's an ugly Christmas sweater competition.
That's the game up.
Yeah. Wait. Now so now for the record, last year I won the ugly Christmas sweater competition. Not because I actually bought a Christmas sweater, but I turned what I was wearing into a Christmas sweater.
Wow.
Right?
So you flipped it.
Yeah, I took it and flipped it. I walked in there with absolutely nothing, but I walked out of there with the championship because I made my Christmas sweater on the spot. I'll show you the picture. Yeah, it's like I'll send you the picture. I'll put it out there for exactly anybody who want to see that picture as proof. I'll show it to you. So now last year I won, right? So I was like, yeah, cool. You know what I'm saying? But now this year everybody was like, Ross, you cheated. They told me I cheated, and because I didn't.
It's so competitive with the Christmas sweater.
Yeah, like,
people really love it.
Yeah, really love it because they were like, technically you didn't wear a sweater, you made one. So this year I was like, okay, just to have it be fair, I'm gonna buy me a Christmas sweater. So I finally went and bought a Christmas sweater. And this year I lost the competition because there was some tough competition there. But I finally gave in.
This is a funny competition.
Yeah, but I finally gave in order to be in the competition. So that's how I ended up getting my Christmas sweater.
That's funny.
Yeah, true story.
Damn, that's funny.
True story.
Wow.
True story.
So, another thing about Christmas. How do you feel about Christmas albums?
Oh, yes.
Because I just seen a video the other day. I seen this on YouTube. New Edition got a Christmas album.
Yes.
I thought it was interesting.
Yeah.
And they did a performance at, what was that? I think that was Radio City. In that area over there.
Mm-hmm.
And I seen a performance with them on The View with Whoopi Goldberg and all the ladies on The View. Shout out to The View. And I was like, man, you know what? We all love New Edition, for all the songs they've been doing before, but it was kind of cool to see them as elder statesmen doing their Christmas shit.
Yes.
They have a song called All I Want for Christmas Is My Girl. So I said, at first I was like, I don't know about it, but when I watched them perform it, they looked like a swaggy version of the Temptations. And you know the Temptations are Christmas. What's the Christmas song, Temptations?
Shoot. Alright.
Is it not Holy Night? What is that Christmas song? Classic Christmas song.
Damn. You know
Silent Night. Silent Night.
Yes.
Silent Night.
Right. Yes.
So,
Yes.
it wasn't as good as Silent Night. Let's not get carried away.
Yeah, of course.
But that's the vibe I got from the song. But it was actually like a modern version, which I thought was kind of cool.
Yes.
But I'm gonna say the last maybe 3 years, I've gotten into listening to a lot of different Christmas albums. Because of course, Christmas music, we always think of Mariah Carey, you think of The Temptation, you think of the Jackson 5.
Right.
But there's a lot of people that's done Christmas albums.
Yes.
So last year I listened to a Luther Vandross Christmas album.
Yes.
I listened to an Isley Brothers Christmas album. I listened to, I think R. Kelly has, I know that's like anti to say R. Kelly out loud, but he got a really good Christmas album. But that's like my thing now, Christmas Christmas albums.
Yeah, of course.
So how do you feel about Christmas albums or Christmas music?
Oh yeah, like Christmas music, I really enjoy Christmas music. I like all of the classics, all of the oldies, things like that. Love all the classics, love all of the oldies. I'll always enjoy those. When you were talking about Christmas albums, I was thinking like, what's a favorite Christmas album that I like? Famous Christmas album that I like, and the only one that came to mind.
I'm gonna tell you my favorite. It's gonna blow your mind. Bro.
Yeah, exactly. I think the only Christmas, and maybe this may not technically be counted as a Christmas album, but it came out on Christmas if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
It was the Sunday Service.
Kanye?
Yeah, the Sunday Service Jesus is Born album. It's a gospel album.
I never heard that one.
Yeah, it's a gospel album. I believe it came out on Christmas because it was like a holiday. Thing, and so that album I still play no matter what time of year. Okay. So I think that's the only Christmas album I've ever liked. But I like every other Christmas song. But as far as the albums are concerned, I think that's the only one that I really stuck with.
Brother.
Yeah.
My go-to Christmas album, you ain't never gonna guess. And I know y'all never gonna guess. Yeah. Death Row Christmas. Death Row Christmas with Suge Knight and Double Pack.
Yeah.
Listen, brother, that Death Row Christmas album slaps, man.
Okay. Yeah, never heard it.
Play that in the car.
Never heard it.
Play that in the crib. You're gonna be like, hold on, this is like a whole vibe.
Yeah, it's like
free Suge Knight. Suge Knight Christmas album, Death Row. Check that out if you never checked it out. The go-to song on there is called Christmas in Compton. That's the go-to song on there. Christmas in Compton. I believe that's the name of the song.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Death Row Christmas, man. That one and Jackson 5 Christmas album is my two favorite Christmas albums.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Check that Death Row one.
Okay, yeah. Never knew that. Never knew that they had a Christmas album.
Oh, yeah.
Never knew that they had a Christmas album. Because like all the big acts always have a Christmas album, or at least a Christmas song, or a song or two in their repertoire. So that would be really cool to hear. That would be very cool to hear. You know what? I never heard of that.
Listen.
Never heard of that.
I tell you.
Death Row Christmas.
When you play that album, you're like, hold on. This is kind of a vibe.
Yeah. Okay.
I promise. All right, brother. All right. So also during the holidays, another thing that's very popular is New Year's resolutions. Are you a big New Year's resolution guy?
Yes.
I am too. I always look at New Year's as a clean slate.
Yes.
A fresh start to the year.
Yes.
Definitely to set goals for yourself. Definitely to kind of reassess where you're at. So I'm definitely big on New Year's resolutions. My New Year's resolutions are normally like growth things.
Yes.
So definitely like one resolution I had maybe about 2 years ago was just to focus more on being disciplined.
Yeah.
In different areas, just being disciplined. Discipline in terms of like health, discipline in terms of like social media consumption, discipline in terms of like money management, discipline in terms of work performance, just being disciplined all across the board. So that was a big resolution to me. Of course, the one that's popular that most people go to is like fitness, going to the gym. Yeah. And when I was a regular going to the gym, that was like a joke in the gym. Yeah, it's still a joke. The gym gets really crowded. Yeah, it's still a joke. During the New Year, and it kind of dies down as the year goes on. But what's some of your resolutions that you put in the air over the years?
Some of my resolutions, you know what? Like a lot of my resolutions tend to be like, I try not to I try not to like add too many to start off the year to begin with. So if anything, I try to like continue a lot of I try to continue a lot of my previous resolutions, right? Just to try to still be consistent with things, right? Because some people, like to your point about the gym, they'll start the gym for the first 3 months, never go again, and still pay for the membership,
Right.
right? Still pay for.
I've definitely been guilty of that in the past.
Yeah, it happens. You know, it happens. So if anything, with me, it's like just trying to maintain a lot of the previous resolutions that I've had, like so, like some that I've had before. Like it's really always like focused around my health or just things that's gonna help me stay grounded. Things that's gonna help me stay grounded. So like wanted to maintain my my diet as best as I possibly can. Wanted to maintain my fasting regimen. Like even for this year, what I plan to do to bring in my New Year's is I plan on doing a 7-day fast. After Christmas. So
I do fast a couple times.
Yeah, so like going back to the pepper pot again. So my plan is my plan is to eat.
Shout out to the pepper pot.
Yeah, shout out to the pepper pot, right? So my plan is to have Christmas with the pepper pot. Have that with my family. Have the Christmas dinner with the family. Then fast from then until New Year's.
Right.
So and I want to do that as a way to bring in my New Year's resolution to like prioritize my health, maintain my things that's helping me to stay healthy, and just try to maintain that as best as I possibly can. Something that I've also made a resolution, and I'm getting personal here, even though I'm always personal on the Gentleman's Brunch. Is I'm also going to continue my resolution of not yelling.
You mean like with your kids or just with people?
In general.
Okay.
In general. The reason why I created that is because, the reason why I chose that is because it also teaches me to have a level of composure when I'm communicating with people. Because I also realize the energy that I bring into my situations, into my conversations could help dictate the outcomes.
Right.
And I want to always be responsible for how I'm communicating in every instance.
Right.
Because a lot of times, like I've learned that if you have to resort to that in order to make your point, then maybe you're not a good communicator to begin with.
Communication skills is very important. Man. I tell kids all the time that's a skill you got to work on every day.
Yep.
Let me see, my resolution for this year. Last year, my resolution was to operate more out of my purpose, like be more purposeful in everything that I do, and just kind of allow things in my life to fall into place through that. And I want to continue to build on that because I've definitely seen, and I encourage that in a lot of younger guys. Like I had talked with a younger guy at my brother's repast. You know, we all grew up in the same neighborhood together, but he's a younger guy who just lost his father as well, going back to the whole patriarch thing. And I was explaining to him, I said, listen, tradition is one thing. I said, but when our elders start passing on, you gotta embrace the role that God has put you in. So now God's putting you into your dad's shoes, like you're stepping into a patriarch role, whether you're ready for it or not. So I explained to him that when you start operating out of those spaces and base your life around that, everything you want in life starts to kind of fall into place. So I've been really focusing more on that. So what I've learned about myself in terms of purpose is that I'm a people gatherer, like people are drawn to me. So I try to always connect people together, whether that's friends or family. I got a lot of younger cousins, nieces and nephews. I always make it my business to always show up and support them in things that they have going on and just connect everybody together. And even when I'm at work, I'm always trying to get my kids to all function on one accord, keep the family kind of vibe going. I always emphasize to my kids that when one of us looks bad, we all look good bad. So it has to be about us, not about the individual. So that's what I've, kind of started moving my life in that direction. And things have been great for me, aside from me losing my brother, but things have been great for me since I've been operating out of that space. And I want to continue to build on that. Like continue to explore my purpose while I'm actually on this earth and operate out of that space. And I encourage that in other brothers and sisters out there to definitely find your purpose and operate out of that space. And any goals you have for yourself will ultimately fall into line once you start to do that. And let me ask you, brother, what do you think your purpose is? Like, have you ever really explored that, like your purpose while you're actually here?
Yeah.
Aligning that with your resolutions and your goals.
Oh yeah, and that's a very good question. Like I really appreciate that question because for me, I feel like all throughout my life I've been trying to figure out exactly what that is. And I think the way that I've really come to realize what it is through the impacts that I've been able to have with other people, right? And how I've realized that, like, I feel like I've been put in the position of leading, right? And I feel like I am a leader. I know I'm a leader, and I can lead in many ways, right? I can lead in many ways through going back to how I communicate, going back to how I treat people, going back to how I treat myself, and going even further into what I could do for the world. And I feel like I've been put in a position to be able to do just that. And it took me a long time to realize that. But also realizing that a lot of my actions that I've already been doing, it's been putting me into that position anyway, right? So because sometimes I always wonder, like, why do I want to do this, or why do I want to do that? And I realized it's like putting up those building blocks to be great, putting up those building blocks in order to lead. Right, so like even starting a podcast and even coming here, right? This is a tool to get what I want out to the world, right? And doing it collaboratively with you, for example. What I do with my day-to-day job, for example, like that's ways of supporting New Yorkers all across the city and leading them to a place of well-being, for example, right? Like what I'm doing with my family, being the patriarch, being the man, being the person that's leading the family in order to do great things. I feel like I was put in that position to do just that. The way I am with my family as a whole, like I feel like my family do look to me as that person that's going to lead us into the next generation here. So yeah, and I see that, and that's where like I think my purpose, really opened, like things aligned to show me what my purpose was and what my purpose is, and that's why I'm very grateful to be in this position. And at this stage in my life where I'm really realizing that, and I'm taking responsibility of that, because I realized that this is the dish that was served to me to take on and move forward with. So it took me a long time to get there, but I'm very happy that I'm here, and I'm grateful for the time to move forward. And I keep that, and that's part of why I try to align my resolutions with exactly that. How can I continue to do the things necessary to keep me on that track to be able to do just that? Because at the end of the day, what else is there? Right? Like, at the end of the day, what else is there? But a lot of the BS that people always tend to...
And I'm trying to eliminate that out of my space. I want to just do strictly purposeful things, man.
Right.
Not BS anymore.
Right. Like, because what else is there? Because we see how it happens to so many people each and every day, because they probably weren't going with what their purpose was. Or even probably had issues to begin with defining exactly what that is. But just as much as you're capable of recognizing that, don't let anything get in the way of that. Because then that's going to take you off course into where you don't want to go. So me realizing that for myself, I just really take heed and and I just want to keep moving forward in any way, shape, or form possible.
Shout out to the patriarchs. Shout out to any person that's out there having a purpose. Shout out to those that have very intentional New Year's resolution that they want to grow and evolve and build and things of that nature. So shout out to all of you.
Yes.
And shout out to everybody watching the Gentleman's Brunch, man. Because we getting real heavy today as we transition out of 2025 going into 2026.
I just want to say, this is a hell of an episode.
Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment when you see the Gentleman's Brunch.
All that.
All right, brother. So we got one last topic to get into. I wanted to spend some good amount of time on this because we haven't talked any sports since our first episode. I want to talk about my beloved New York Knicks, man.
Yeah, here we go, that orange and blue.
Orange and blue skies, man.
Orange and blue skies.
See the orange.
Yes, here we go.
I want to give a big congratulations to the New York Knicks, who just recently won the NBA's Emirates Cup.
Yes.
A lot of people was confused by that.
Yes.
So one of my cousins reached out to me, who's female.
Yes.
She's a sports head, but she's more of a casual sports person. So the NBA just implemented in the last 3 years what they call the in-season tournament.
Yes.
This was made popular in overseas leagues and also in soccer leagues where they do an in-season tournament. Yeah, where they do the in-season tournament. So it's kind of like a playoff within the season. Not the playoffs that lead to the championship at the end of the season, but a playoff within the season. So they do like this whole group play thing where they break the teams up into groups. So the first round is like group play. So let's say, for example, we're the Knicks, and we're playing the Lakers or whatever. So they're in Group B, we're in Group A, but it's a group play game. So our record after group play, we get to go to the next stage, whatever that is, which is the quarterfinals. And the Knicks played the Orlando Magic in the quarterfinals. They took them out, and they made it to the finals where they played against the Knicks and the Spurs.
Here we go.
And the Knicks eventually won that game. And I was just really proud of the Knicks because one thing I get really annoyed with the Knicks, it's very popular to hate on the Knicks. I've been a Knicks fan for a long time. My origins of basketball, I was a Lakers fan.
Oh, really?
I was a big Magic Johnson guy.
Okay.
Magic Johnson and Dr. J was my original basketball heroes.
Okay, yeah.
But as I evolved as a sports fan, I became a big Knicks fan.
Okay.
And man, when I was in high school, brother, this is during Michael Jordan era.
Oh yeah.
My first pod. And man, Michael just terrorized us. So I used to have to hear this all the time.
Yes.
And this is pre-social media, so
yes.
all over the newspaper,
yes.
all over the news.
Yes.
And the Knicks was always like clickbait for like just throwing shots at the Knicks.
Yes.
And then there was a period of time, I'm gonna say a good 15 to 20 years where the Knicks just wasn't good. And the media just pounced on the Knicks, pounced on them. So now, within the last 5 years, the Knicks have evolved into a really good basketball team. So I was really proud of them for persevering and just winning something so the city has something to celebrate. And of course, their playoff run last year was a big moment for the Knicks.
Huge deal.
The city got crazy. It was nuts out here. So there's a joke going around online that if the Knicks win the chip, they might burn New York City down.
Oh yeah.
They haven't won one since 1973, so it's been a while. But
look, no. See, they need to call the National Guard.
Yeah, they're gonna need to do something.
Call the National Guard if the Knicks win the chip. Call the National Guard.
Because for me, as a long-suffering Knicks fan, the Knicks win the championship. I know for sure I'm not going to work the next day.
Right.
I'm definitely.
Yes.
I might not go to work for the whole week. I might party for the whole week.
Yes. Call the National Guard.
It's definitely going to be a turnout. But the Knicks this season got a new coach. Remember we talked about the Knicks old coach.
Yes.
When they were transitioning into the new coach.
Yes.
And I don't know what it is with the Knicks, especially as a Knicks fan. It's a very emotional relationship with the Knicks. And outsiders who are not Knicks fans, like I said, they love to throw shade over the Knicks. So it's a very interesting dynamic when it comes to the Knicks. But it was like when they won, and like it bothered people to give the Knicks a compliment. I was reading the comments, I'm watching all the ESPNs and all the sports networks, and they were like low-key shitting on the Knicks. And I'm like, bro, wow, we can't just have a moment, right? Like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that makes me think now that we have a very good chance this year to actually win the championship. Yeah. So I'm just really hoping that the Knicks can stay healthy. Shout out to Jalen Brunson. Shout out, he was the MVP for the season tournament. Yes, he was. Shout out to OG and Anunoby, who's my favorite current Knick. And shout out to Cat. You know, people always crying on Cat. He got a little zesty ways, so people crying.
I ain't gonna lie, those memes are funny though.
Listen, he got little zesty ways too, but he's a really good basketball player, and I'm happy to have him.
On himself. I want to get back to the cup for a second with you. What do you think? What do you think about the Knicks not hanging up the NBA Cup banner?
I was listening to that on the.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
Okay, that's a really good question, by the way. Okay, it's a convenient way to throw shade on the Knicks because the in-season tournament, everybody knows, is not the real tournament, right? So it's a convenient way to be like, oh, they got the in-season banner, blah, blah, blah. But when the Lakers won it, the first year, the Lakers was going crazy. It was all good. Nobody was shitting on the Lakers. Then last year, the Milwaukee Bucks won. Nobody wasn't shitting on them. Well, because it's the Knicks, and it's popular to hate on the Knicks, I guess the Knicks organization knew that. So they opted to not raise the banner. I'm kind of on the fence about it. I was fine with it either way, whether they raised it or didn't raise it. I was fine with it either way. But I think it's just a convenient excuse just to throw shade on the Knicks. Whether they did it or not, it was a convenient excuse just to throw shade.
So they would have got hate either way.
It would have been hated on either way.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. I get that. And it's like I can see where the Knicks didn't want to distract from what they want to really get to, which is the actual chip, right? Which is the actual chip that that they rightfully deserve, and they're in a position now more so than ever in order to get to. Right.
They have a really good chance to win this.
Right. So I could also see why the Knicks could be like, because the NBA Cup to begin with, and this is where I'm going to be critical of the Cup, is because there's a larger issue with the NBA in itself.
I'm glad you went there. That's what I was going to go next.
Right. There's a large issue with the NBA regular season in itself that they need, that people just skip past the regular season. Like, year after year, NBA viewership has been decreasing, okay? And they not only made the situation worse by making it harder for people to even watch games to begin with, because you got to have it on Peacock, you got to have it on Amazon Prime, which I think the NBA Cup was playing on. You got to have all these things. So they have viewership issues. They're making it harder for people to watch games. There's a lot of Knicks fans that couldn't even watch the NBA Cup.
Right.
Because they didn't have the streaming platform to be able to do just that. So how do you expect folks to be hype about this thing when you can't even get all of the fans involved to begin with to even be able to support this game? Now, at the end of the day, if you win it, obviously that's great. But don't act like this is the thing that you need to celebrate either, when they're making it hard enough for folks to even engage with this thing to begin with. So I think that's just a little corny in itself. So I get where people would say that the whole NBA Cup is a gimmick just to get people to watch games like this, for example, to give them something to be excited for. But I don't think that an NBA Cup's going to make up for the larger issues at play with making it harder to even watch the NBA game, watch the NBA to begin with. Adam Silver was talking about, the NBA is now a highlights-based league now. Stuff like that. And it's like, that makes no kind of sense. Like, when you want people to watch the actual game?
No, I got you, bro.
So why are you making it harder for people to watch these games and be excited about a cup that I probably can't even watch?
No, I got you.
As a Knicks fan that's been there before all this nonsense. Yeah, trust me, y'all. I'm going all the way there. Knicks fans, I see you. I'm here to make this point for all my Knicks fans out there.
So, there's a couple of things going on with the NBA. So, like you said about the whole viewership thing. One of the big reasons why the viewership has dipped in the NBA is because, first of all, the NBA is a long season. It's an 82-game season. And with the playoffs, it can go well over 100 games. So it's a long season. We talked about the load management thing, on an earlier pod. That's also an issue. And also just the competitive nature of the NBA product. So the product that fans are getting, the ones that are able to access it, whether it's through a streaming platform or cable or whatever it is, a lot of these guys are making a lot of money. So a lot of guys that's in the professional ranks of basketball now are in it for the money. They're not in it for the love of the game. So, and that comes across with the product that you see on the court. Right. That's why a lot of people rather just watch the highlights, the good parts of the game, instead of watching the actual game. So now with the whole in-season cup thing, that was, some people call it a gimmick. It's still early. Something I learned, when it's something new, you have to give it a little time to kind of grow on you a little bit. So with the NBA Cup thing, it was put in to increase the competitiveness between the players. So you get this big financial bonus. So the winning team, each player and the coach gets like over $500,000 extra bonus on top of their yearly salary. So a lot of guys go in that tournament and compete hard because they really want that money. Especially a lot of guys that don't make a lot of money because under the new collective bargaining agreement, the way how it's set up, the only guys that really make a lot of money is quote unquote the star players. So you have star players, you have like mid-level players. That's where the majority of the money goes. So the back end players, a lot of them don't really make a lot of money. So I think like in season cup, it's an extra $500,000 with a guy who's barely hanging on to the team. Me and my colleague joked about it the other day. I would have my fucking towel. I'm rooting everybody on that $500,000. So that's part of the reason why the in-season cup is there. But to your point, the bigger issue is the actual product on the court because the NBA game has changed. The era that we grew up on in the NBA, it was a more physical game, definitely more rivalries and things of that nature. But it wasn't always pretty to look at. So now the NBA has put more emphasis on offense. So of course, if there's guys scoring 150 points every game,
just
running back and forth,
chucking up threes. Yeah,
right.
exactly.
So watching that over and over and over, it's not a good product to watch because you want to actually see competition. Now last year's playoff probably was one of the more better playoffs I've seen in a long time, where they allow guys to play a little more physical. The games weren't as low scoring as back in the days, but it wasn't 150-point games.
Right.
You know, it might have been like
complete
110
complete like
to
a
90, something like that.
Yeah.
So I think the NBA is trying to find that balance of competition, a good product to put out there to advertise to people, and also the prior commissioner, David Stern, when he rest in peace, he was big on growing the game internationally. So as you know now, there's a lot of international players in the NBA. So their style of play has came over to the NBA. So that's what we're seeing. So a lot of shooting, a lot of fast breaking. It's not a lot of physical, aggressive play. So unless you're like a basketball purist, like I'm a basketball purist, I eat, sleep, and shit basketball. I could adapt to the product that's there now, but sometimes it's not a good product to look at. So you're going to see the commissioner now try these different things. Like now this year with the All-Star game, they got this new thing where it's going to be all international players against the American ball players.
Yeah, I think it's like USA versus World or something like that.
Yeah. So they're trying all different things to kind of grow the game.
Yeah.
And I get that part of it, but to the basketball purists or sports purists, we prefer what we grew up on. That's the product. So
I get that.
You gotta take the good with the bad.
Brother.
3 down?
Yeah.
Plenty more to go.
Yes.
All right. Make sure you tune in to the Gentleman's Brunch when you see us. Make sure you engage with the comment, like, share, subscribe. Make sure you support my brother Ross Weekly. When you see us on the social media streets.
Bow.
Happy holidays from the Gentleman's Brunch and Ross Weekly. Until next time. Peace.